In the first race, note that number 1 Centavo will run with cheek pieces off. Cheek pieces off, the 1. In the second race, number 5 Brooklyn Law runs with front and hind shoes and will also be 1 pound over. The third race starts the Empire 6. Please note there's no show, trifecta, or superfecta wagering. Scratch 1, Color Me Patsy, 3, Imperio D, and 6, Beaver Creek. Scratch 1, 3, and 6 out of the third. No changes in the fourth. In race 5, scratch number 3, New Year's Wish. Scratch the 3, and we have no changes in races 6, 7, or 8. Main track is muddy. We'll be back at 12:50 to recap the changes. Today's first race post is at 1:20. Up next, the first Friday of February edition of Talking Horses with Andy Serling and Anthony Stabile.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Talking Horses. The Big A, Anthony Stabile.
Everybody's hesitating on that. You noticed that, right?
What?
You go on the good morning. You get the good afternoon out. Johnny, I didn't know what time the reprise changes. Me too. I don't know what's going on.
Started at 12:50, 11:50. It was the morning.
I walked in the quarter after 10 today, thinking we were going to be on. I completely forgot about the noon start. Was here early.
Tell you what, the information you get on this show is second to none. Maybe we get a camera to follow you around so everybody could know exactly what you're doing at all times.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
It would be something. It would be like that Andy Warhol movie of the guy sleeping. If you are not a member of Naira Bets, you need to head over to nairabets.com. We will match the $200 your initial deposit if you use promo code MATCH200. Support racing. Keep the money in the game. Play through Naira Bets. All sorts of good stuff happening here. Let it roll, Francisco, my friend. America's Day at the Races just this Saturday, only this Saturday. I guess with the Super Bowl on Sunday, there must be tons of stuff. What's the thing when people can't say that?
You're not allowed to. You're not supposed to say it.
In advertisements.
Yeah.
In advertisements, right?
In advertisements.
We're not advertising.
Yeah. We're not advertising.
2 to 6:30 in FS2. Tampa, Oaklawn. I think we got the San Vicente from Santa Anita, all sorts of good stuff on that show. Also, the Cross Country Big Five will be 4 stakes. Our 7th and our 8th, which includes the 8th race, the Withers, and then Tampa, the Suncoast Stakes. The Endeavor, Counterparty Risk looks like she's about 3 to 5 in that race, and the Sam F. Davis.
We'll have all 4 of those stakes on the weekend stakes preview presented by Naira Bets tonight at 6 o'clock.
I bet you like Counterparty Risk.
Sirius 219, XM 201, Horse Racing Radio tonight. Andy, don't give it away.
Yeah, sorry, I hate to blow it for everybody. The Saturday contests continue every Saturday. $300 buy-in, all cash buy. Just register. You have until 5 o'clock today, which is right after our last race. Go for the challenge. And, of course, there are some bigger ones, too, so check out the tournaments throughout the year. There's a $3,000 one, I believe, on Gotham Day as well. And, of course, there are NHC seats involved, Wood Day, Belmont Weekend, and I think 2 in Saratoga. I think there's one early. I think there's one Woodward Weekend, last weekend, too.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Now, the NHC this year is Travers Weekend, you said, right?
Correct. 27, 28, 29.
All right.
Yep.
A lot to look forward to.
And don't forget on Sunday,
I'm not going to forget.
As Harvey would say, the great Harvey Pack, the fastest horse in the world is running on Sunday.
Oh yeah, the Derby favorite.
Race 5, Bezos is going to debut. It's right around 4 o'clock Eastern time.
If he loses, do his Derby odds go up?
Well, talk about cutting it close, huh? February 7th. I told you, I heard a rumor there was a chance if the race didn't go, he was going to debut him in the Southwest.
Wasn't there the first Sunday, I believe, of February was when Justify.
Yeah,
yep. So I remember Jay
and I think it could have been, it might have been 6.5 as well. 6.5 or 7.
I remember watching with Ernie Munich downstairs.
There you go.
Well, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, that's just huge news.
It's funny. He's an Empire Maker, and I don't know if there's been as much buzz about a first-time starter
since
Empire Maker.
Yeah.
Uncle Mo. Talking about this last night on the radio.
Uncle Mo wasn't as big as Empire Maker.
No, Uncle Mo, but obviously Empire Maker was 10 years before Uncle Mo. So since Uncle Mo, I don't think I've had as much hype on a first.
Who were some of the most hype? Unbridled Song, because they turned out $1 million at Barrett's.
Yep. Arch Warrior was the big one.
Arch Warrior
was the big one.
He won that. He won an under-impressive maiden performance. He ran the Champagne. Never ran again, right?
I don't believe he ever ran again.
I think he just ran the maiden race and then.
Arch Warrior was a big one.
He was a big.
Uncle Mo. I remember one of my best friends passed away the week before Uncle Mo, and the only thing that filled my phone was condolences and don't forget about Todd's Firster on Travers Day. It was just like, it was memorable enough for me that while mourning Joe, I remember people just constantly talking about Uncle Mo. So since Uncle Mo, this is the most talked about Firster.
Well, Arch Warrior was after
that's true.
Uncle Mo, but Empire Maker had worked well with Medaglia d'Oro up in Saratoga, and that was the story.
And Go Zapper down here. He worked well with Go Zapper down here. I was there. They were the same crop.
Oh, yeah? No, they weren't the same crop.
They were the same crop.
No.
They were the same crop.
You're right. You're right.
I know I'm right. I was
with him.
Was here.
I thought he was in
Bobby.
California. I thought he was in California.
He was here for a bit.
Okay. Anyway, race number 1. Race number 1, they're going a mile. And what do you like about Tappett's Flashback?
I had a tip on this horse when I left the set last time out, the day where Dr. K just ran off and hid from the rest of them. I thought this horse made up some ground late.
He did?
Yeah, I thought a little bit.
It's not in the PPs.
Oh, I thought he passed some horses late. Blinkers go on.
Pass some horses.
Stretched
They're
out.
passing horses and making up ground.
Stretches out for the second start. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
He'll be the best price of the horses that can win, I think.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I think a lot of horses can win here. There's no superstars here. I like Euro Silver Biz to wire the field. He got involved in the duel with American Gentleman, who was the heavy favorite in that race. While he succumbed, that was a pretty tough duel to deal with, and I think he ran fairly well in there. I thought he'd be the main speed in here, and I took him to wire the field. Centavo's probably the horse to beat, but he kind of just sucked up last time, and even though he finished well ahead of Euro Silver Biz, the Euro Silver Biz did more running in the race.
Did this again.
What?
I wanted 2-4-1, and for some reason I typed in 2-1-4. I got to pay more attention to this. All right, no big deal.
A lot of people really hanging on to your second and third picks.
Well, no, for the reasons you just said. I mean, I thought that, like I said, playing the tip second time back on the stretch out and the horse that's going to be in the front, those are the horses I really wanted.
I didn't show Black Limo's race. It was a pretty minor stumble at the start, and then he was forced over pretty badly after that. The 4 came into 3, and the 3 came into him. But that was a bad field. He got a very good trip after that, and he just didn't finish up in what was a very weak race.
He was favored in that race as well. He was the 5-2 chalk that day.
I think you picked him.
I think I did pick him.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up.
You started it.
I'm just saying he was the chalk.
Yes, it's in the PPs.
Yeah,
They can see
I
it
mean, like you said, though, after the pinball at the start, there was not much running.
He wasn't pinballed. He was forced in. He wasn't pinballed. He stumbled minorly. But he was sort of
chain reaction, if you will.
Forced, but he was the inside horse in that chain reaction.
Yeah.
Race number 2, boy, is there not a whole lot going on in race number 2. I picked the 1 because I was sure you'd pick the 6. You don't have the 6, 1, 3, 4. Did you call Rudy? He hates him.
Here we go again.
This is a Rudy. This is an Anthony.
Here's
Rudy
the last
special.
time I talked to Rudy. The last time I talked to Rudy was last Thursday.
It just gets you so
he
annoyed
texted
that I
me
can't.
From, he texted me from. No, here's what annoyed me. He went to Orchid without me. That annoyed me. Great Chinese restaurant in Garden City.
What are you working for free meals here now?
No, he texted me a picture of dessert from my man Tony Wong.
You're lucky you didn't lose all
aggravated.
6 of those lunches the other day by a
That
nose.
was some photo, huh? That was some photo. That was some race. It was also did not get off great.
Okay, so why do you like Run Casper Run?
So, like you said, not really a lot going on here. This horse dropping in. I don't ordinarily love these horses coming in from parks, but this horse has races, 2 races, one on the dirt, one on the turf in New York. And you look at this horse's form. This horse ran on the turf first time out, broke the maiden on the dirt second time out. They ran the horse in a Champagne, a turf stakes race, and then down at Parks last time, and now the horse cuts in half. And there's not a lot going on here, Andy. Like you said, that was it for me. I mean, this horse is finally back in on the dirt where he belongs.
Right, I would have gone 6-1 if I thought Anthony was not going to pick the 6, to be honest, because I thought it was a coin flip. And even though Let's Work Out doesn't run that fast, I thought he was saying, I don't love these horses coming up from Florida. And where did this race come from? Because every one of his other races is way too slow.
Way too slow.
So, like, where did this suddenly come from?
I don't know. I mean, you'll probably scoff at it because the Lasix have helped this horse.
Maybe.
I mean,
No,
that's
I'm
the
not
only.
going to scoff at
I'll
it.
tell you right now, that's
I
the
don't
only
know.
answer I have for
No,
you.
no,
I don't
that's-
have an answer for you.
that's more than fair.
No, it's not like he got to Gulfstream for the first time and liked the surface because he had run there twice. I have no idea.
Write this down for me, Anthony, please.
I'll just take a screenshot it. Yeah, and again, you know what? Man, Let's Work Out's races, and I know I've been over his head, but they've just been so bad. Maybe Competitive Hero can get to the top in here, and these horses don't want to pass.
Don't you think that Jorge Vargas with blinkers on is going to be going with Let's Work It?
I would think, but I mean,
they're the speeds. No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
You know what I
Competitive
mean?
Hero can be the speed here. I don't disagree with you that they're the 2 speeds. I don't know.
I mean, if I was Manny, I'd get on my belly when the gate on. It would be a little harder for me to get on my belly.
Problem is he's
than Manny
inside, and the inside. Riders avoided the inside like the plague yesterday after, it was bad
More
on
reason
Sunday.
to get to the top and get to the middle
and
of the
now
track.
it's rained, and if anything, in general, when it's rained, the inside often has not been the place to be, so they'll probably be looking to stay away from it. We'll see. I don't disagree with you. I don't love the 2 here. It's very hard to like anybody. What about Ghost Stalker? I mean, he's dropping as well and cutting back in distance. He's not much, but can he win here?
Yeah, I mean, he's cutting in half. He broke his maiden for the 50. This is where he belongs in theory, right? You break the maiden for the 50 tag, you're running a $25,000 race, and he finally gets there after a couple of tries against what you would think are better. It's kind of hard to discern class with these horses at this point, too, because they come, you got horses coming from Parsh, you got horses coming from Gulfstream, you got a horse coming from Laurel. And they're all coming in off these open claimers and the starter races. How do you really compare what's going on?
No, you're right. Right. Parks,
this was a headache.
Gulfstream,
this race is a headache.
Laurel, Presque Isle.
Yeah. Right. I didn't even get the Presque Isle. Right. A horse that's exclusively run on Polytrack. Dave Dugan. How do we know this horse can't come here and he likes the dirt and he runs a... I mean, let me ask you a question.
Anthony,
if I told you this horse was going to run a 58 buyer today, what would you do? You'd probably bet him.
I'm not against anybody.
Exactly.
Dang, it's a little tough to make on the outside, but he's a trainer switch to Bruce Brown.
Right.
I don't like Kentucky Cool. Robbie Bales used to ship a lot more horses here. He's only shipped 2 in the last 5 years. Ran into Robbie Bales walking into the Weanling sale a year ago, October 2019. It's always strange to go to those sales in October. I was up visiting my mom and then running into all the racetrack people, and it's like everybody sort of feels out of place, right? Of course, people are still training up there, so they're trainers, but...
The only thing I'll say about this horse has run for $25,000 3 times, and he's crossed the line first. He's the only horse that has multiple wins in the race. Now, he only has 2 official wins because he was disqualified from 1. But he's run for the tag, for the $25,000 tag 3 times. Right. I know it was at Laurel.
He's finished first in 3 of his 5 races.
If I'm making a pick 4 or a pick 5 early, I'm not leaving a horse like a horse that's won 3 times when everybody else is in theory eligible for a 2 life just because it's, there's no 2 life because they're straight 3-year-olds. I'm going to leave this horse out. I'm not going to leave this horse out.
Okay. Listen, I'm not, like I said, very little is going to surprise me in this race. Yeah. I will agree with that. Well, the 3rd race is the first of 2 Linda Rice horses I picked that scratched. Thank you, Linda. And don't come whining to my office and crying about why you scratched. I don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear it. You scratched 2 of my You're looking at my picks and you're scratching your horses. You know it, and I know it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what you say after now, right?
I don't even know what to say in this race. I mean, I guess the 7's probably supposed to wire the field. But, I found a stat, and if I knew the scratches, I would have put this stat up. Trainer switches at Naira. 3 for 44.
Wow.
2 for 29 on the dirt. 52-cent and 25-cent ROIs, respectively. And I should have really just looked at Aqueduct and Belmont. But I shouldn't even include Saratoga. And the reason I do that for the Aston Barn is no disrespect to Toby Sheets, but because of Toby Sheets.
But there's a change in Saratoga.
Because I see him as the trainer here, whereas Saratoga, you're getting horses that are shipping in. They're just not working. But given what's scratched here, I mean, this horse isn't this horse relatively long gone here? I guess Cool Boy could find that speed again. But how can you trust him?
I guess the worry is after the last 2 races, and he eased in a race where he got beat 27 lengths, he just can't run anymore.
Well, I mean, you've got Spitball, who was just atrocious last time. He was in a drive the whole way. He couldn't even keep up. I don't know what happened to him. You've got Cool Boy, who frankly just isn't very good and was awful last time.
You think it was interesting that Chris Engelhart claimed this horse back? He had him for the 1 start where he had the trouble on the turn, and he claimed him right back for the 25.
Well, Opponent Racing wanted him back.
Yeah.
Did Chris say to them, or did Opponent Racing want him back? Is it interesting? I don't know. What do I think? I think they were overly enamored with that trip that you were overly enamored with the time before. And the reality is that his race, and he can win here.
I'll tell you what, too. He has back races in speed where he'll be in front of this bunch.
I know, but he doesn't have that speed anymore. He's got to get 7 furlongs, too. And, the thing about...
This went from nice and easy Beaver Creek dropping down.
Well, he didn't have to win.
He didn't have to, but it made things on paper look a lot easier than what we're left with now.
These are once again another field of the untrustables. You can't trust these horses. And what I was going to say about Cool Boy is, his race 2 back is a very good example of the importance of race dynamics as opposed to perceived trouble. Yes, he did get in traffic in the stretch, but the reality was the race was collapsing in his face. And that's why he looked like he had so much run. So yes, he would have been 2nd had he not had some trouble in the stretch, but he had so much go right for him to get in that spot, and dynamics are so much more important than minor amounts of trouble.
And the race he comes out of now is a little bit of an enigma because Double Shot, we talked about this, I'm stealing your number from yesterday. I just remember you saying Double Shot improved 13 points in his next start when he won the 8th inning in State Preds. But Montauk Daddy did not fire yesterday.
Well, he was running against. He was a terrible even money shot yet.
How about some of those horses?
Even you didn't go for them. I mean, the truth is, my horse was 6-1, yours was 8-1. I was mad and play exactness. By the way, the horse that I bet in there, the Maker horse, I bet a few dollars on him. It's not a big deal, and I ended up. I used your horse in the pick 5 too. So
what a race!
But I blew the last 2 legs anyway. Didn't the Maker horse look like he was 1-5 coming in the stretch?
Chicken dinner at the 8th.
That horse was rolling.
He was on with the 8th pole.
He was rolling.
Louis Cardenas gave somebody made a move going to the turn where they were 4 across the track in 3rd. And it was the kind of move that I think won the race for him, because instead of having to go 5 or 6 wide and go around them all, he found his way between horses and he held his position and was able to run that horse down late.
You watched a different race than I did. But anyway, Cool Boy, just to get to him quickly, he had a very good trip last time.
But that was a day when you even said it yesterday. Speed kind of.
But he made enough of a move on the inside to get in the race,
I guess.
and he went backwards from there. I'm not gonna be shocked if he's effective here. I'm just telling you, 7 furlongs for him. I don't know. Race number 4. By the way, race number 3 kicks off the Empire 6, a mandatory payout every single day in the mandatory.
And you were right. No CAW.
No CAW. Yes, I'm aware.
You said it yesterday, but
no CAW play in either the late pick 5 or the Empire 6. Keep that in mind. Race number 4. Well, this race got a lot different when they redrew it, though you don't seem to have cared, because Grape Therapy and Vitanza entered. This race was originally carded for the day we canceled a week ago.
Last Friday.
Today, and we'll look at Grape Therapy running second. Claimed out of that rate by Cantor Masi. They're 2 for 4, by the way, with maidens off the claim in the dirt and sprints. I just think Grape Therapy's. I thought this field was hopeless going in, and I think Grape Therapy is probably going to win it over Madame Deputy, who I think is the other horse.
That's fine. I took a shot against the favorite. Listen, this when Empress Luciana is rolling by you,
you got to pick Todd Morley.
When Empress Luciana is rolling by you in the 14th start of her career. I'm sorry, I got to take a swing.
So what do you like about Ty Magoo?
Well,
who I was going to pick last time, but I'm not going to pick with real horses.
Well, here's the problem. I didn't expect to get this much weather to make the track muddy again. I was counting on this horse getting back to a fast track, and that's not the case now.
His fast track races are a lot better than his muddy races. Yes.
Yeah, much better.
I don't know.
Much better.
Well, his race 2 back is fast enough. I don't know.
So yeah, this selection is kind of. But again, like I said, I live a mile away, and I did not think we got enough precipitation. But combined with yesterday, it makes sense.
Is there a giant Magoo somewhere?
I don't. It's a good question.
If there's a tiny one, there should be a giant one, right?
This might be a cartoon reference.
Mr. Magoo?
No, something different. I don't know though. I think that's something that rings a bell though. So I'm not sure. My tie's lugging out today. I should put a burr or a cheek piece. Time I need a cheek piece.
Why don't you use some of the extra ties I brought in? We've seen enough of those ties.
I've taken a couple. I haven't worn this tie. Listen, don't get Phyllis's wrath up, man. Phyllis picks the ties out. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Phyllis can get a whole bunch of extra ties,
I looked through them. I picked what matched. I appreciate it. Thank you. It took 2 or 3 of them. That was a while. I was like, the COVID year seems like 3 years, so it seems like it was a long time ago.
We're going to take a quick break, but don't worry.
We'll be back with more Wardrobe.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit NairaBets.com.
We are back.
Yes, we are.
Big A, Anthony Stabile.
You think they missed us?
I don't know. I'm annoyed about race number 5. I wanted to pick against Kansas Kiss.
You're annoyed about something?
Well, I'm annoyed because I like New Year's Wish and the scratch machine. I don't know. Maybe there was a bet scratch. Maybe.
She's been gone a year.
They're all bet scratchers. Come on. She won off layoff before.
I know, but hold it. You can't.
The problem with Kansas Kiss is, I don't know if this horse wants a mile.
I could not agree with you more. I
think
could
this.
not agree
I
with
know.
you more.
I mean, but the fair thing is the Busher horse didn't lose because of the mile. The horse lost because it made too big a move early in the race.
Is
But
that what
still,
happened last time? Did this horse move too soon last time?
No, but they did beat the rest of the field by a lot, and she did run her career best 77 Buyer. The other worry is, in this race, she was coming back in 7 weeks. Now she's coming back in 3 weeks. I just don't know how you can trust her to run the race. I scratch into her because there's nobody else I want here. But let me ask you a question. Now, the track is muddy. Is it muddy sealed or is it muddy harrowed?
Well, yesterday when it was good harrowed, they put it up, so I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Well, wouldn't they put up muddy sealed?
That's what I would. Well, but what I'm saying is
Francisco,
yesterday,
can you see in this
yesterday it
truck?
said good harrowed.
Anybody see the
So
track?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you knew the track was going to be wet, why wouldn't Brass Ring, we'll take a look at her last race, be higher up for both of us?
Well, like I said, I did not think. After we went to fast at the end of the day yesterday, I didn't think there was any way we were going to get it. We had hardly any rain. I'm very confused by the whole thing. And you know it doesn't take a lot
I
to
don't
confuse
monitor
me.
rain.
Yeah, I do. I'm a weather
know.
nerd.
We know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, yeah.
She ran last time.
She ran. She got to the front and
She's the lone
improved every
speed
pole.
near. I mean, she's the last time was the time horse. She ran 81 Buyer.
Now look, the weather and the track condition is certainly going to help her. No question
The
about
track
it.
might have gotten speedy, though, late in the day when she did that, so it may have helped her in there. I don't trust Gone Glimmering at all. Isn't Gone Glimmering a better horse when she can roll up front?
I don't know if I disagree with that, but she also has won with a target, and that's what she's going to have today.
Yeah.
She's
Slower
supposed to have a
races, though.
target today. She's supposed to lay up on them now. I'll tell you what, I do think Kansas Kiss moved a little too soon last time. If Dylan Davis, who's back aboard, waits, he has there's a comparable setup to what he had last time, where he's going to have Brass Ring and Gone Glimmering. He's just going to sit outside of them and make the run. He's not going to have anybody really to hold off this time, right? Foxtail's better on the front end, and you and I both are in agreement. We're not the biggest stand for the flag fans.
Are we not sure that Linda put a New Year's wish to make sure this race went for Gone Glimmering?
Well, that could very well be the case
Which means
as well.
that maybe she likes her. Problem is, where did her race 2 back come from? November 19th. See, I thought Inside Speed was very good that day.
I remember you
So
saying
I think she was
that.
very much with the flow of the race.
I'll tell you
Her
what,
other races,
she beat a mare who's come back and done some good
she's
running.
improved, but she was with the flow of the race when she did that, and none of her other races made her competitive, and I don't want to hear that lost footing start. She did drop back a little to start, but I'm telling you, dude, she was brutal.
She didn't run 2 steps last time.
Now, she was chasing wide. That was a day where it's ambiguous. There were some races looked like a rail, some races looked like a dead rail. I don't know. I'm confused.
I didn't want to take Kansas Kiss at 4 to 5 because, like you, I'm starting to think, and I'm not holding the Busher against her. I'm going to hold the last race against her as far as the mile goes. She might just be better at a little shorter.
Apparently, if I had read Dave Brenning's article, I would have known that New Year's Wish wasn't running because Linda said she wasn't.
Oh, I didn't
so
see
she
it.
did probably put the horse in to make the race go for Gone
That's weird.
Glimmering.
I caught the Chad thing last week, but I didn't catch that one. Strange.
Well, you're a very busy guy.
I am.
Very busy. Race number 6.
I'm glad somebody acknowledges it. I don't think people respect just how busy I am. You started it.
And there's people out there that wonder why I abuse them.
There we go.
Shocking to me. La
guy don't
Cara
stop.
Mia, the La Verdad foal.
You a big Jay Black fan? Cara, I mean, Jay Black is one of the greatest voices of all time. Jay Black and the Americans. Jay and the Americans, he sang
I know
Cara
Jay
Mia.
and the Americans.
I mean, amazing. I seen him perform it live.
Wow. That's why you're you and I'm me.
To this day. So I probably saw him sing it like 10 years ago.
Can we see the replay of La Cara Mia
Here it
running
is.
second to Sharp Star?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't like this horse that much. She can win. It's a 2-horse race on paper. I don't know, man. I think she ran that well in here. But at the end of the day, Sharp Star has turned out to be a good horse. But Sharp Star has improved a lot since this race.
When the other horse, and I'm assuming I didn't look at the picks. I'm looking at it now.
I've got
Okay,
1-6.
It's the one. When the other horse, when the other horse in a 2-horse race is a horse off a 14-month
We'll
layoff,
get to the other horse.
I'm just saying, I very reluctantly picked La Cara Mia today.
They're the 2 horses on paper in here. The others seem like stretches. Not impossible.
No.
The 5, the 2, the 3, they're not impossible. But I don't know. I don't know. One of these is supposed to win, and Lacarmi is the horse to beat in here, but she didn't really do much running last time out. Where's she been for the last 7 months? I don't know.
The only other horse I would make a little bit of a case for, I'll let you talk about Bank Sting in a minute. Mark Hennig's horses have all been, Mark Hennig's horses have all been running very well. Mark Hennig's horses have all been running
Yeah,
very
well, this horse didn't run very well.
Hold on. This horse was also first-time blinkers, first-time dirt, and drew to rail last time.
So what?
That was a lot. There was a lot going on. I'm just, listen, all I'm saying is
The winner moved up the inside.
two favorites, Andy, are horses coming off 14-month layoffs and 7-month layoffs.
I bet Moonsweeper last time. The horse was atrocious.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there are plenty of horses that come back second-time blinkers and pay $27. She won't pay that much.
Plenty
She'll
of
pay
them?
$18.
Get me the list.
I don't have the list,
Then
man.
I don't want to hear this plenty of them stuff because it's made up nonsense.
You've been here for 50 years.
It's made up nonsense. You're obsessed by blinker changes.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you be surprised if neither of the favorites
Give me
fired
stats or give me nothing.
I'm going to say it to you again. Would you be surprised if either of these favorites didn't fire?
I'm not surprised by anything anymore.
But you give this.
There are horses like the
answer.
9 going off at 9-5 and getting bombed in every pool
Hold on, but
last day and winning by a desperate head.
People, at the very least, thought they had a reason for that, right? Apparently, this horse worked 5/8 on the training track. That he was.
It's a good thing he did. He did every bit of that for that 66 buyer he got to win.
That was the number yesterday.
Nothing surprised me around here anymore.
Yeah.
The prices horses go off, horses that are favored you never expect, and they're almost always right. I don't know. Nothing will shock me. I don't like this horse. This was bad last time. Just because Mark's horses are winning doesn't mean his horse is better.
I don't
bred in
disagree
the
with what
dirt.
you're saying, but
this horse was bad. Maybe he'll love a wet track. I don't know, but I wanted a second-time blinker nonsense. As far as Bank Sting, people have to realize this horse ran that stake race last time, first time out, because the purse was $50,000, $500,000. I mean, this horse by finishing 4th made $25,000, made $30,000.
$30,000. Imagine that.
Right. So
paid for the year.
Right.
Paid for the year she was gone.
Not the year, but part of it. And I'll tell you something else. Horse didn't run that badly. Freud Mama, Officer Hutchie, time limit against these. John Terranova, I'm in. And I'll tell you something else. This horse has speed. Kendrick's going to the front.
Let's see that again. What do you want to do? What was that noise?
I said it once.
Whoop. Come on, man. I was looking down.
Go to the videotape.
I'll watch it on YouTube later. Yeah, look, and the horse debuted at 7 front. That's 14 months.
Horse ran well enough.
Yeah.
John Terranova wins with firsters.
Yep.
He went off layoffs. I'm in 1-6. Race number 7.
Sounds so simple. Doesn't it?
Linda left this one in. Prince of Pharaohs. Picked against this horse.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know. If Prince of Pharaohs runs his last race, he's going to win this race. He's going to win it for fun. I'll tell you that.
I don't disagree with that.
No, I hear you. I'm going to use the 3. I mean, this is another race on paper. You're going to beat both the 3 and 8. Good luck to you.
Correct. And you know I'm a fan of what do you think now. Here's my question. You posed this earlier. This horse ran 11 points faster than his prior best.
Yeah, well, he's second off a long layoff. He showed improvement his first time. He's improving for Linda. This horse is putting it all together. This horse ran a 73 buyer, good rail or not, in his second race. Third race, he ran the Jerome, and he ran a respectable race behind him, Ben's Hall. This horse has every right to be a decent horse.
I don't disagree.
This is not some bum that just sort of randomly, some horse has been running 40s and 50 buyers and suddenly runs a 68 or 70 buyer. This is a horse that had the right to be a good horse as a pedigree, had talent to begin with. This might just be a good horse.
He'll sit off Jack Bow, I would assume, today.
Draws well towards the outside.
He got the right draw.
Listen, Kaz's Beach's last race is okay. The problem I have with Kaz's Beach is I thought he hung like a chandelier, but maybe that race was tough. Timeform US has that race crazy fast.
And they go to blinkers on, so they obviously actions agree with you. This horse may have hung a little bit. Just put the pair of blinkers on, see if they. I don't disagree with you. Put the blinkers on, see what they do.
Even the chart hung.
Yeah, comes out of the Jerry to Nipper. What do you think now? Race 2 back. He ran well enough here. He cuts back to 7/8. Prince of Pharaohs ran the 7/8 last time. I also think the cup out might help this horse a little bit.
Doesn't hurt him.
No, it doesn't hurt him. So
they're the 2 horses.
They're the 2 horses. I took the better price. That was it.
It's fine. Raven Rocks is clearly just didn't run last time, and it's starting to seem like he's taken no steps forward. Bad Guy got a good setup last time. I knew you had to have him somewhere, but he's one of the other horses. Somebody else wins here besides the 3 and 8. It's an upset.
I don't disagree. It happened yesterday, though. They didn't get that 1 of the 6 home. Dynamax Prime showed up.
But those are...
They knew Dynamax Prime was showing up. He opened up very short.
They knew the second horse wasn't going to win. That's what they knew in there.
Hardcore Folklore, yeah.
They knew that horse wasn't going to win.
Yep.
And that's why the other 2 horses were shorter. And Mills didn't show up at all.
No, he didn't.
Eddie had hinted he might retire him. Might be time. Race number 8.
Exactly. Another one where, I mean, there's
Fernando Hara.
Imagine that year he had in 06.
I have a question.
Stakes.
Where's Alan Garcia?
I don't know.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
The guy won Saratoga sometime in the last decade or so.
I don't know. I'll tell you one thing.
He's a young guy.
Was it the Bowling Green? We used to run the Bowling Greens moved around.
Well, he was at Belmont for years and went to Saratoga.
But it used to be before Saratoga.
Yeah.
And then they moved it. There was 1 or 2 years, it was after Saratoga at Belmont. He won on Al-Khali for Mott. I mean, he got checked 47
I remember that
times,
race, yeah.
and he came up the inside.
Paid $17?
He paid something. He's paid a nice number.
I think I bet him, actually.
And it was a complete bailout for me that day. I don't think we had to pick 5
I don't
yet.
want to hear about your wins in the past.
I don't know
I want to know
where
where
he
Alan
is, man.
Garcia. We
I
didn't
don't
want
know
to
where
segue
he
into
is.
another. I had a
don't
winner,
know.
Anthony. Sorry.
I have no clue. I have no clue. He was at Woodbine for a while, and then I think he wintered 1 year
I
at
won
Turf.
Saratoga.
I think he wintered 1 year at Turfway.
Wow.
He rode it was weird. It was like riding the polytrack circuit. And then
Crazy.
I don't know what happened to him.
Crazy game. Okay, so go ahead.
You putting this on me? Oh,
You picked
I
Hara.
thought you picked the horse. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
I thought you picked the horse.
He's probably the worst to beat.
Yeah, I mean, a big drop, right? Again, I don't know.
Big drop.
Big drop.
I love Linda
Never
short
in
rights
for
and
a
big
tag.
drops, but he's the worst to beat.
He's the horse to beat. I couldn't get. I mean,
It was
I
terrible.
couldn't get creative enough in here. I could not get
Well, I
creative
like
enough.
Mebs Webb. I know she doesn't win very often, but I thought she ran fine 2 back. And last time out, she actually had as an excuse last time. We'll take a look. She was right down the rail for much of the race. Dips down the stretch. You did not want to be on the rail on January 17th, in my opinion. And
She finishes on nice. She
I
stays
think
on
she was
nicely.
compromised by the rail. Lottie's Mission would probably beat this field unless Hara has a big win. I think this horse is just fine. I like Mebs Webb. I have no argument that Hara's the horse to beat.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, now you got Manny Petty in front of Mebs Webb. I'm not buying that 63 buyer 2 back in the Jan 17th race. That race got a bigger fig than it should have got, in my opinion. I think making figures, David Aragona's been talking about this a lot with me, and I think he's right. It's a very hard track to make figures for. The track just seems to be
This
changing
one.
throughout the
Yeah,
day.
it changes. Yeah.
103 buyer yesterday for Todd's horse.
That horse ran
That
well.
horse ran a fast race. You knew that was a fast race. They put away the others.
Right.
Yeah.
He went under 37 for the
That
mile
horse
too,
ran.
right?
I'm going to use a little Gringotts.
Yeah,
far
me too.
outside. Horse gets a Brian Hernandez, or Benji Hernandez, excuse me.
1, 2,
and,
3, 8.
I thought the horse is quietly improved, but I think that Mebs Webb ran a much better race. I like Mebs Webb.
1, 2, 3, 8 for me.
No 2s for me.
Okay.
We done?
Yeah.
All right.
So gotta tell
You
him when
are
to go.
not done. You are not done at all. You have plenty
sounded
of work
rude.
to do for all this fun you've had. Head over to NairaBets.com. If you're not a member of NairaBets, no better time than the present to join NairaBets. We'll match you with $200 of your initial deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it all, man.
Match 200. Support racing in New York. Keep the
Going
money in the
down over
game.
there.
Oh boy, imagine that. America's Day at the races just Saturday this weekend, with what is it that
The big game Sunday.
the big game. That's like the you don't watch Seinfeld with the
No.
big game. That's a very funny episode, which all smart people I know like, but Anthony doesn't
Here
watch
we go.
Seinfeld. 2 to 6:30. Seinfeld's like about you. Anyhow, don't want to miss that. FS2, all the action.
I don't wanna
Tampa,
miss this.
Oaklawn, Aqueduct, cross country pick 5. 4 out of the 5 are stakes. Race 7 here. Then you got the Suncoast at Tampa, the Withers here, the Endeavor, Counterparty Risk. Anthony likes that horse, and Sam F. Davis. Where if you think that Todd's horse is going to be 6-1 like the morning line,
You don't think so?
You've already started drinking. And finally, we got the contest.
Bingo.
We got until 5 o'clock today to sign up for this $300 buy-in, all cash prizes.
You got
Register now.
like 4.5 hours.
All right. Anthony, it's been a pleasure,
Pleasure was all yours, my friend.
as it always is.
You'll get it again tomorrow. 11:40 start time tomorrow.
11:40.
For everybody. 11:40.
Revolving post times here.
Oh, it's this
Keep
week.
people on their
I think
toes.
it's just 1:20 and 1 o'clock now.
Revolving post times in Naira. Back to 120 on Sunday.
You only have 8.
Did a
So,
video.
so everybody can get home for the big game.
Did a video discussing. Oh boy, I hate to miss the Super Bowl. Did a video with the Withers and the Tampa Bay Sam Davis.
A couple of point
Should
races.
be available. Probably available now on the NYRA YouTube site. I'll tweet it out. We're done. Bye. Johnny I coming up soon with a reprise, scratches and changes.
Hello, racing fans. Once again, welcome to Aqueduct. Mostly sunny skies today. The temperature in the low 40s. Right now, the main track is good, and it is harrowed. Main track is good and harrowed. Here are the changes for the 8-race card. In the first race, note that number 1, Centavo, will run with cheek pieces off. Cheek pieces off, number 1. In race 2, number 5, Brooklyn Law, will run with front and hind shoes and will be 1 pound over. In the third race, there'll be no show, trifecta, or superfecta wagering. Scratch 1, Color Me Pazzi, 3, Imperio D, and 6, Beaver Creek. Scratch 1, 3, and 6. There are no changes in the fourth. In race 5, scratch number 3, New Year's Wish. Scratch the 3. And we have no changes in the final 3 races on the card, races 6, 7, or 8. Main track is good and harrowed. The Aqueduct opener in 27 minutes at 1:20.
Be a part of the racing action Saturdays at Aqueduct with live money contests available online through Naira Bets. A $300 buy-in adds $200 to your contest account, while the other 100 funds the cash prize pool paid through 10th place. Follow along with the races on America's Day at the Races while keeping track of your leaderboard standings on Naira Bets. After the contest, your bankroll and prize winnings are shifted back into your Naira Bets account to start betting or withdraw. Register to play today at nairabets.com/contests.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races.